Hi guys, I'm Kat, and today I'm showing you how to make these 3 stylish, modern glam tables. Now for this collection, I've made an end table, a coffee table, and a console table. Now the best thing about these 3 tables is they're made out of recycled or upcycled bracelets. I'm going to use 3 very thin bangles that I got in this collection from the thrift store. And then I'm using 2 bangles that are identical, and the third is just this odd little bracelet that has some teardrop shapes on it. So I'm going to start by cutting those teardrop shapes off. I'm using some wire cutters, and that makes fairly quick work of it. Cut the teardrop shapes away and use the 3 sections from in between. Next, these 2 twin bangle bracelets are thin and flat, and I'm going to cut them both at the natural seam, and then I mark directly across and cut that as well. That way I have 2 sets of identical halves. I'm using some gold tester's paint, and this is the type that you purchase from Michael's in the model car section, and a Q-tip makes a quick disposable brush. Put the paint on all sides of the bracelet and place those to the side to dry. Next, I'm using some pieces of plastic packaging. I'm using a rectangle that is 1 1/2 inches by 4 inches, and also a circle that's 3 inches in diameter and another circle that's 2 inches in diameter. I'm also using a teaspoon of resin, and I'm going to pour a little bit onto each of the 3 shapes. Now the resin is self-leveling, but we're going to have to help it along just a little bit. So holding the shapes in place with a pointy pair of tweezers, I'm just going to use a popsicle stick to spread the resin around. Add a tiny bit more if needed, but a little goes a long way, and then allow to cure overnight. After 24 hours, you can flip the shapes and repeat those same steps, spreading the resin to the end and allowing it to cure. Then you can put those shapes to the side. And back to the bracelets again, I'm going to use some Loctite epoxy to secure the shapes together. Now this is a 2-part epoxy, and you can purchase it at Walmart or Dollar General. At Walmart it's $2.50, and it's a great big container that will probably dry out before I finish using it. But at Dollar General it's $2, but it's a really tiny container that I know for sure dries out before I finish using it. You simply squirt some of the epoxy out of both tubes and blend them together with a stick. Next, I'm going to put my shapes together and put the epoxy into the areas that I want to secure. So in the case of this coffee table base, I'm using my 3 thinnest bangles that I've painted gold, and I'm placing those in a bit of an X shape. You want it fairly narrow so that it's only about 1 1/2 inches from the base to the top. Then, these pieces from the same bracelet with the teardrop shapes, I laid 2 back to back over some popsicle sticks that are stacked, and then I placed the 3rd one on top. Then I added an additional 3rd shape onto my coffee table base, and don't forget to secure your 2 pieces of your curves that are back to back too. Next, you can use some more of the gold tester's paint and color the shapes gold to cover up the epoxy. And at the last minute, I decided I did not like the silver that I used for the end table, so I painted that gold as well. Then I used a little E6000 and placed that on top of the shapes so that I could use that to secure my resin glass toppers with. Now you get one chance to make this right because the E6000 starts to kind of melt the tester's paint. So once you put the base down, or once you put the topper down, you're not going to be able to move it without smearing paint everywhere. And once you've secured the metal pieces to the resin pieces, you're done. That's it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.